Her office reeked of lemon polish and deceit. I stepped in, shoes hushed on the polished stone floor, my heart a block of ice. She glanced up from her desk, lips curled in that sly grin she wore when she thought she'd outsmarted someone. "Well done, George," she said, her tone thick with fake warmth. "Your efforts paid off, but I'm giving the promotion to my boyfriend, Mark. He's more collaborative." She let out a soft laugh. I didn't react, didn't even blink. I just gave a curt nod, reached into my jacket, and slid a plain white envelope across her desk. "My resignation," I said. She flicked it aside like it was junk mail, unaware of the storm folded inside, oblivious to what I'd uncovered, what I'd already set in motion. By the time she realized, it'd be far too late. We'd built this company from nothing, back when our days were fueled by instant noodles, late-night coding sessions, and wild ambitions. Clara and I were a unit, partners in business, in dreams, in life. She was brilliant, charismatic, the kind of person who owned every room she entered. I was the quiet force, the coder who turned her vision into reality, the one who knew every gear in the machine. We swore to keep it pure, to shield our creation from the vultures of greed. But power has a pull, and it dragged her away. Mark was all charm and no substance, always chuckling too loudly at her quips. I never trusted him, too busy admiring his own reflection to care about the work. But Clara was drawn to him. It started small. Missed meetings, hushed talks that cut off when I appeared, her phone perpetually face down. I told myself it was just the grind, that we were drifting as the company grew. I was wrong. The truth hit on a quiet Wednesday evening. She'd left her laptop unlocked, thinking I wouldn't notice. I wasn't prying, but a single email preview stopped me cold. "He's still clueless." Attached was a photo, her in Mark's loft, wearing the bracelet I'd given her for our 7th anniversary. No rage, no tears, just a chilling clarity. A hollow calm only betrayal can forge. I didn't storm in or demand explanations. That would have been too easy for her. Instead, I shut the laptop, poured a whiskey, and started planning. They thought I was oblivious, but I was already ahead. I'd built the system, every server, every line of code. I knew its pulse. When Clara pushed me to focus on innovation last quarter, sidelining me from operations, I saw her game. So I played my own. A few discrete commands granted me hidden access, a ghost in the machine. Then I dug into the finances, quiet transfers, payments to consultants that traced back to Mark's accounts. Embezzlement, either with her knowledge or behind her back. I saved it all: logs, screenshots, timestamps. I recorded board meetings she thought were private, where she called me expendable, and Mark laughed about trimming the fat. I hired a forensic accountant, fed him the evidence. Then I brought in a lawyer, the kind who charges by the minute and wins by the hour. Our company had 2 founders, Clara and me, and a silent partner long gone. The original contracts, though, still named me co-owner of the intellectual property, every patent, every line of code. Clara had just filed to go public, conveniently without my signature. The day before I resigned, I sent an anonymous tip to the board, the SEC, and a top tech blog. In that envelope wasn't just my resignation. It held contracts, emails, the accountant's sworn statement, and a calm note advising her to check her recent filings. When I handed it over, I knew the dominoes were already falling. Within 2 days, the media caught the scent of scandal. Mark's accounts were locked, Clara's name splashed across headlines. Not as a trailblazer, but as a CEO under fire. The board scrambled into crisis mode. Her smug grin didn't survive that meeting. Sponsors bailed, investors raged, and the IPO collapsed. Mark was out. Clara was suspended. She called, voice trembling, begging to talk. I agreed. We met in her office, now barren, its charm stripped away. She looked worn, diminished. "You orchestrated this," she whispered. I didn't bother denying it. "You betrayed me, Clara," I said. "I just made sure you felt it." She accused me of destroying her. "No," I replied, standing to leave. "You built the ruin. I just handed you the map." I walked out with no regrets. She'd taken my trust, my loyalty, my love, and treated them like props. She mistook my restraint for weakness, my patience for ignorance. But betrayal cuts both ways, and revenge is a craft. I didn't need to shout or savor the victory. The silence after justice hits is enough. That envelope? It wasn't just my exit. It was the blade beneath her crown.